Welcome back to Blacken Beet Bike Update. Today we're diving into a bike that has stirred up huge curiosity and even controversy in the motorcycling world, the 2026 Suzuki GT 550. Now, if you've been following our channel, you already know the GT name carries a deep legacy. Back in the 1970s, the GT 550 was Suzuki's two-stroke triple that gave riders a unique blend of character, sound, and middleweight performance. Fast forward to today, and Suzuki has seemingly reached into its past, dusted off that badge, and brought us a machine that blends retro heritage with modern engineering. In this review, we'll break down the looks, the mechanicals, the ride performance, and the market positioning of this new GT 550, before closing with my verdict on whether it truly honors its roots. The first impression is always in the visuals, so let's walk around it. From the front, the 2026 GT 550 doesn't shy away from its retro inspiration. You've got a large round LED headlamp framed in chrome, giving a direct nod to the 70s original. Flanking it are slim LED indicators that keep things contemporary without ruining the classic vibe. The sculpted front fender sits close to the tire, painted in a glossy dark red with bold white stripes that immediately call back to Suzuki's iconic race liveries. The front forks are inverted, beefier than anything we saw in the original, and they hint at modern handling capabilities. Move to the side and the story really comes alive. The teardrop-shaped fuel tank, finished in that deep metallic red, features old-school Suzuki lettering and white. It's a nostalgic touch that will hit longtime fans straight in the chest. Underneath, the frame is a blend of tubular steel with hidden reinforcements, maintaining the visual simplicity of a UJM while giving the stiffness required for modern riding. The side panels are minimal, the seat is a single-piece unit with classic stitching, and the wheels are cast alloys styled to mimic spokes. The exhaust system is a dual upswept setup, polished to a mirror finish, delivering both presence and a promise of sound. At the rear, Suzuki has kept things clean and functional. The tail section is short, slightly stepped, and capped with a rectangular LED tail lamp that looks retro yet sharp. The grab rail integrates seamlessly into the design, while the rear fender balances the line between classic styling and practical modern-day use. The rear tire is slightly wider than you might expect on a middleweight, giving it both stability and visual muscle. Overall, the proportions make it a bike that looks equally at home parked at a cafe. Copyright or leaned over on a twisty back road. Now let's talk about what lies at the heart of the machine. The new GT 550 is not a two-stroke triple like the 70s bike, and that will certainly upset some purists. Instead, Suzuki has opted for a 550cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled, with a 270-degree crank to mimic the firing order and feel of a classic twin. It produces a healthy mid-range punch while keeping emissions and reliability in check. This engine layout has become popular across the industry because it offers character, torque, and efficiency all in one. Suzuki has added ride-by-wire throttle, multiple riding modes, and traction control, giving the GT 550 a level of sophistication the old bike could never dream of. On the road, performance is where things get interesting. The engine makes around 60 horsepower with torque in the mid-40s in Newton-meters, which translates to brisk acceleration for city sprints and enough muscle for highway overtakes. Top speed hovers around 190 km per hour, but this bike isn't about outright numbers. It's about usable power and an engaging riding feel. The 6-speed gearbox is slick, and there's even an optional quickshifter on the higher trim. Suspension duties are handled by adjustable forks up front and a monoshock at the rear, giving a compliant yet sporty ride. The braking setup includes dual discs with radial calipers at the front and a single disc at the rear, all backed by ABS. When you're actually in the saddle, the ergonomics are a clever mix of old and new. The handlebars are slightly raised for comfort, the foot pegs are neutral, and the seat is plush enough for long commutes or weekend trips. The instrument cluster is a round TFT display housed in a retro-style bezel, offering everything from a digital speedometer and gear indicator to smartphone connectivity for navigation and calls. So what about the price? Suzuki has positioned the GT 550 as a premium neo-retro middleweight. Depending on the market, Pricing is expected to start at the equivalent of $8,000 to $8,500 undercutting some European retro competitors while offering a similar blend of technology and heritage. In markets like Europe and Asia, that puts it right in competition with bikes like the Yamaha XSR 700, the Honda CB650R, and even the Kawasaki Z650RS. Suzuki is clearly aiming to give riders a stylish yet approachable option that doesn't break the bank. After spending time with this bike, here's my verdict. The 2026 Suzuki GT 550 is not a recreation of the old two-stroke triple, and if you come in expecting that, you might be disappointed. But if you view it as a respectful reinterpretation of a classic, built for today's riders, it becomes something very compelling. It has the looks that turn heads, the performance that's lively yet practical, and the price that makes it attainable. It's a motorcycle that pays homage to Suzuki's heritage while acknowledging the realities of modern emissions, safety, and rider expectations. So, is it worth it? For riders looking for a bike that delivers nostalgia with everyday usability, the GT 550 is a solid choice. It's stylish, it's fun, and it carries a legendary name into the future. That's a combination that's hard to ignore. This has been Black and Beat Bike Update. If